Hello, guys. Good day. This is Anne of Reinforcement Club, your fellow positive reinforcer. Today, we are going to talk about why long term goals matter for mental health, especially when we feel down, when we feel depressed, like we're going nowhere, and it's winter. The snow is outside, and it's cold, and the weather is not good. It's always raining, gloomy weather. I couldn't even see the sun. But so far this morning, I've seen the sun maybe for half a day. So the sun did somehow melt the ice on my car, but you know, this time, winter days, most of the people here, they don't want to go out and they want to do anything like me. I don't want to go out. I don't want to be go out in the cold and suffer. As much as possible, I wanna stay at home, keep myself warm. But I'm still doing the usual day, a workout, a high protein diet. I actually went outside today, go for a walk because the sun was up, and I can see the snow uphill. So far, we are. I live near the sea, so somehow there's less snow here, just a couple of ice that's melting. The danger of black ice. But going back to our topic today, the way this day is gloomy, and these are for the people who feel stuck, like they're not going anywhere. They feel unmotivated. Plus, they have alcohol at home. So, look, I'm just here to remind you for your 2025 goals. And so far, maybe I wasn't been diagnosed before, but yeah, I also experienced that kind of life wherein I get up, I sleep early morning as 2 o'clock in the morning, and I get up at 2 o'clock in the afternoon or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I did that before, maybe when I was after the graduation, when I did experience being unemployed after the graduation, and it was one of the darkest days. Yeah, I'm laughing now, but it wasn't funny before. One of the darkest days in my life, the way when you feel like you're not going anywhere. I have no goals, dreams. I feel like hopeless. And the only time that I decided to do something about my life is that when I realized that I want to make a difference. To be honest, one of that goal is to be rich. I want to be rich. I want to be unstoppable. I was living in the Philippines way back that time, and I felt like, it's hard to go outside to those countries where I want to visit. And then I started to create a goal for myself, some sort of motivation to keep me up, somehow to help me get up in the morning that time. So what happened was, when I was unemployed before I got my job, my first job in the first hospital institution as a nurse, I was sleeping early morning, getting up late, seeing my friends, like almost nothing to do. And there are days when I went for volunteers in one of the finest hospital, the NMMC, and somewhere in a province, and in Red Cross. Yeah, no, I didn't go for Red Cross. I just did have the training, but I did volunteer in NMMC and in Balingasag, Balingasag Hospital. That's one of the provincial hospital in that barangay. So I didn't have a salary. I just volunteer for a training, and I feel like my dream is quite far away. And it was a global crisis that time, 2008, and then U.S. were closed. Nobody's hiring abroad. And the following year, 2009, 2010, they started slowly opening, and then that was the time when I started studying English, to take the English test and go somewhere else. Then I failed, and yeah. But yeah, it all changed when I started to really write or focus or target a long-term goal for myself. That is to be unstoppable, to do whatever I want, to be wherever I want. And I have to pay the price. The price is to study, to really overcome failure and fear. And I failed 5 times in English, and I still I got angry every time I failed. It's like, this is all I got. Now I'm gonna take it again. No one can stop me. And that made me stubborn to really get to my goals. And this is where I am now. I'm not really that perfectly successful, but I'm making progress somehow. So by the time I decided to really come up with a long-term goal for myself, another thing that helped me a lot is reading self-help books and financial books, budgeting and how to manage finances, investing, even property books. And I love it. And it changed my life when I figure out how other people who are smarter than me in terms of money, health, and life motivations, how can I, the way I was able to get a chance to brainstorm with them by means of reading their books. Now, this is how, long-term goal did transform my life. Although I'm not a perfect model, a perfect person in here, but indeed, long-term goal did save me from the pit, from the lowest point of my life. That time when I got disgusted about really being so negative and always in a low mood, and I used to hate the world before. So what the long-term goal did to me is that, basically it gave me a sense of purpose, a reason to keep going even if life feels overwhelming. The way I failed 5 times in English tests, I tried to study NCLEX, but I got low confidence in passing the NCLEX, and then I didn't pursue it, although I started it. I just focused on English test, and then since I keep failing, 3 times in the Philippines, so I decided to go abroad. But still, my long-term goal is still in my head, that I want to be, I don't want anything to stop me. Like, I can go to this country, I can visit in this country, I can work in this country. And this time, yes, indeed, I'm making progress. Here I am, I'm in Ireland, and I can get the chance to go anywhere I want. But that's still not the end of it. I have another goal, additional goal. So it's just I'm making progress. But totally, I was so low, so down, way back when I was completely unemployed, even though my dad is giving me 100% support. But, in my heart and in my soul, I felt nothing. No direction, nothing. And another good thing that this so-called long-term goal blessed me somehow. It actually gave me a motivation to take action. Even though I felt like I'm not going anywhere, but I still remain consistent. And still, even though things are not going well, at some point, I felt like my efforts are not going anywhere. But still, I still tell myself that maybe not this time. Maybe next year, but I'm still going to go for next year. Maybe not this time, but I'm still going to go for it. I'm still going to go for it. And then, that's how I developed the stubbornness. When I really want something so bad. And, working towards something can create a positive feedback loop. When you're making progress, although it doesn't make sense to, at that time, I felt proud of myself. And that builds momentum and confidence in me. That, I remain stubborn to really keep my eyes on the prize. That I'm going to get there. I'm going to get to where I want to be. And another thing is that having a long-term goal, it actually gave me focus, a direction in life. Goals offer clarity, where to invest time and energy. That even though I felt like I'm not really that smart. I still go on. Like, come on, life. Come on. Bring it on. So yeah, that's how I became stubborn, to really not take no for an answer if I want something so bad. And I also realized that having a long term goal, like a year, I'm talking about long term goal of a year, 3 years, 5 years. Matter of fact, is this time at this point, I have a 10-year goal. So I'm working on it. I love it. And yes, indeed, this is another way of coping mechanism. The way I've mentioned in my previous episode, this so-called intellectualization. Or, yeah, intellectualization, wherein, it's actually here. Wherein, where's that? Intellectualization, thinking a lot about something to avoid feeling sad or scared. So, yeah, I'm thinking a lot, I'm reading a lot. Intellectualization plus identification, copying someone because you think they're cool or strong. Identification because I want to do the things that my favorite authors, that I follow them on Instagram, I want to do the things that they're doing. I want to be like them. Not perfectly, but some, different qualities of my favorite authors. I like this guy because he's like this. I like this lady because she's doing this. So it's a mixed up of different books, different personalities. So intellectualization and identification, coping mechanism. So far that's what I identify to myself. I identify as rich. I identify as a millionaire. I do love properties. I have a big crush on property investing. So yeah, I'm working on it. It's not gonna be that easy. I do understand, but I'm also not dreaming to become a billionaire. But somehow I want to have a property, a cash flowing property of my own, so that I can be financially free. That is my ultimate goal, to become financially free. Having this a cash flow every month, which can help me, which can help fund my lifestyle, and I don't have to work if that's the case. So I know I got to pay the price to really work my ass off to get it. And having a long-term goal is also a healthy distraction from negative thoughts and emotions, and it helps a person channel their energy constructively in a meaningful way. And when you're working on something, it's not only just about money. When you're into something, you have to make sure that you become that kind of person, which means that you have to take care of your health as well as your relationship, so you can able to participate 100% towards where you're going. Another thing that this long-term goal helped me, it gave me hope. I'm not the brightest student in the class. I don't even want to sit in the front, but my teacher put me in front because I am small. I'm petite, and my surname starts with B. So they put me in the front seat. Although I don't want to be in the front seat, I want to be at the back talking to my classmate and then take a nap in the class. That's what it is about. That's what am I. That's the one of the reason why I go to school, to take a nap and talk to my classmates and friends. But yeah, my teachers put me in front seat, even high school, college, primary school. Yeah, because I'm small. And then I just sneak out to really sit at the back when they're not around. They might not gonna notice it until they call my attention. Long-term goals gave me hope, a sense of improvement, even if the current situation is painful. Hope combats despair and regret. There's no regret in this. I personally prefer to be embarrassed than to regret. There are things and decisions that I've made as I grow older that, that I want to embarrass myself, to be able to learn and to be able for me to get the answer. Whether, like for example, when I liked someone, Oh, yeah. I prefer to get embarrassed along the way, and then to the point that I realize the answer is no, or the answer is yes, or even in the office, in my workplace, when I learn new skills. Like for example, when I was in Saudi Arabia, I have no idea what is lumbar tap. I have no idea. I just went there and then tell the doctor that, look, doctor, this is my first time to do this. So I hope we can learn each other and teach me first. So I got to say that straight. And to be honest, it takes me a while to learn a skill. Although the doctor have already told me that this is what it is about, and the second time around I'm still struggling, and then a little bit struggling the third time around until I finally master the skills. I'm kind of slow person, but once I get it, 100%, you can trust me. So another thing is that long-term goal also help improve my self-esteem. So having experiencing progress about what I'm doing, it actually boosts my confidence. Depression diminishes self-worth, but progress improves our capabilities and strength to be better and better, to the point that we're not even scared of failure anymore. We got immune, we got numb. Because to be honest, if I really want to do something, if I really want to get something, and I failed, so it doesn't mean that I'm giving up. If I want it so bad, I might not gonna give it a time. This time, maybe not this time, but I will come back for sure. I'm gonna come back to get it. So it improves my self-esteem. Another thing is that long-term goals also help me connect with people, like-minded people. So because I wanted to get involved in properties, I've brought myself in the property seminars here in Ireland. So I met rich people in Dublin, and it's nice to hang out with them because I can see, wow, I also feel rich. But it's not just about that. Those people whom I consider better than me, who have good investment portfolios, they discuss about what they did, their routines, how they start, what's their system, what legalities you have to consider, everything about properties. Not only that, self-improvement, self-help. There's also like-minded people which I met before. So, having goals help me connect with people. And lastly, having a goal also give me a better perspective. So long-term goal encourages anyone or any person, even myself. Yeah, I'm actually sharing my personal experience this time. Long-term goals encourages a person to view current struggles as part of the journey towards where they want, towards their purpose. In other words, difficulties, adversities, disgusts is part of the game. It's part of the journey towards becoming your own superhero. But overall, I'm not saying that having a long-term goal does cure depression. What I'm trying to say this time is that having a goal creates a pathway towards healing and helps a person to be resilient. That in spite of the darkness, the demotivation, when you have a goal, you have to get your shit together, get your act together, and still chase your dreams. Chase your dreams at all costs. So I hope I've shared a good shot for the episode today about how a long-term goal helps anyone in terms of mental health, like depression, anxiety, that, and especially this weather this time, winter. So if you ever love this episode, you can share this to your family and friends. You can follow me in YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, even in Amazon Music, Reinforce Me Love. By the way, this is Anne, your fellow positive reinforcer. I do appreciate your time and have a lovely day ahead. Go for it. I believe in you. Look, nobody can tear you apart. Nobody, unless you allow them. Nobody. And of course, hard work pays off. I hope you enjoy your day, and thank you very much for your time. Thank you.